Huru. Thank you so much for joining us on this. It's kind of cool outside here in Atlanta. It's kind of cool. I went out for an early morning run, worked out, all that good stuff. So everyone, thank you so much for joining.
Yeah, it's kind of cool down here. It's kind of cool down here in Tampa too, Prince. 81 degrees, brother. 81 degrees. I'm telling you, man. Hey, it's supposed to be 92 right now.
So it's probably it has to be probably like 65 outside in Atlanta. It's tripping.
Yeah, I was talking to one of our affiliates up in Chicago. She said it's snowing up there. I said, how y'all living? How y'all living up there?
It's snowing right now?
Snowing up in snow flurries in Chicago, Illinois.
Oh,
so Edwin and Miss Harris, our affiliates up there, man, they still went around with goose feathers or galoshes or what do you call them things?
I don't know.
Ostrich leaves or something like that.
Chinchilla.
The chinchilla coat. Yeah, we have to ask one. Yeah, I don't know about that, man. We got a cold front down here, 81 degrees, brother.
Okay, 81 degrees. Everyone, thank you so much for joining. Greatly appreciate it, guys. Just the landscape of just business in general has changed. So, today's topic is the coronavirus crisis. If what you're going through right now, if you're furloughed, if you're sent home, if this does not motivate you to be an entrepreneur, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know for sure. I don't know what else can. Because the pressure is on. Again, once the stimulus check runs out, once the EIDL loan runs out, once unemployment runs out, then what? Because a lot of us, I'm not going back to corporate America anyway. Unless, again, in fact, I take that back. I will go back to corporate America. I'm gonna tell you what needs to be offered. For me to go back to corporate America, I could take unlimited vacation. They offer a limited vacation. They give me equity in the company.
Okay.
They give me equity in the company.
All right.
I think those are the two major things, like a limited vacation, equity in the company, and I can't be fired.
Okay. So you want to own the company?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's what you want.
Yeah. They offer that, equity in the company, mailbox money, like Fitzgerald says, residuals, royalties, and dividends off top. The minute my first day, if I get mailbox money, no matter what, a limited vacation, I will go to corporate America. I will go back for 2 days if they offer that.
It could happen. You start your hedge fund, become like a corporate raider, and buy up outstanding stock. It could happen. It could happen. But you got to put yourself in position to do that. You are definitely more than intelligent enough to pull something off like that.
Right.
I have no doubt beyond a shadow of a doubt. Good afternoon, everyone. Beautiful people. So glad to be talking to you guys again. My name is Fitzgerald Stephens. And before we get started, let us give a huge shout out, birthday greeting to my little brother, Prince Dinaz Samir. He's seen another rising of the sun, another year of the sun. So that is something to be grateful for, So please just go ahead and help me welcome him. He's not going to blow his own horn, but I'm going to do it for him. I thank God for this man. I really do. Thank God for what he means to my life. I think I got it through. It only took me 15 years. I believe I got it through. I believe, I got it through that he is just as important to me as I am to him. I think he used to think the scales were unbalanced. I think he used to think he was getting the better end of the deal, but I had to remind him, man, you are just as important to me as I am to you. So we have an equal exchange. We have equal exchange of friendship and relationship. So man, I am so happy that that you've seen another year. I'm so happy that you're gaining your weight back. I'm so happy you're here. And you said
2 weeks ago. Oh my goodness, it was bad.
Yeah, you said that. I'm going to allude into that, and so that makes me go along with what I'm saying, right? What I'm getting ready to say right here. But I want to ask you guys, ladies and gentlemen, I want to ask you just a couple of questions, and before you just really get out and blur them out in your mind, or if you're watching this, say it out loud. I just want to ask you something. I want you to think about it. Number one, what are you grateful for? I mean, what are you grateful for? Let me explain. I was watching Dynax on the stream, and he said he was grateful just to be able to walk up the stairs.
Yeah.
He said he was grateful just to be able to walk to the bathroom. Yeah. Now I know his home. I've been to his home several times, so I know what that statement is. The bathroom from his bedroom is not far at all. And he said he was just grateful to be able to walk. He said he was grateful to be able to breathe. Yeah. Grateful to be able to breathe. Grateful to be able to take a walk. I want to add, with thinking in your heart, and just what are you grateful for? Right. I mean, there are so many things going on that we could say with the political climate, the economic climate. Sometimes maybe with stress that's caused by with family members or jobs and stuff. But through it all, every one of us have something to be grateful for. And I truly believe this is a time to focus on what the Most High has given us, so we can be grateful. Listen, a lot of us, we're not in nobody's jail cell. We're not plugged up in nobody's hospital. Last time I checked, we still got a roof over our head. We still go in the refrigerator and get stuff to eat. May not be a rack of lamb or ribeye steak or salmon and everything like that, but just could be just rice and beans. Or we're grateful for maybe those of you who are fortunate enough with children. Your children are home and healthy, and so those of you who have a great spouse, that's something to be grateful for. I am grateful. I am grateful for each and every one of you. I really am. Without being able to say some couple things to you, I don't really have a voice. And what do you mean? Well, somebody, if you're going to speak, and you're going to speak words of edification and exhortation, someone has to be listening, whether you have those words or not. A tree that falls in the forest doesn't make a sound. No, not if anybody hears it. Not if anybody doesn't hear it. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful for being able to build wealth with some of you, hopefully all of you soon. I'm grateful to have a dynamic business partner with Prince Dynas Amir who gets it, and we are achieving success, helping other people achieve success. And so I really want you to think about it and change your disposition. And complaining actually closes doors, a blessing, opportunity of your life. Complaining is a very, very negative spiritual force, and it will shut down the heavens, from the positive and good things of your life. Okay, I know. Okay, and so second,
okay. Real quick, my coronavirus experience. I do a gratitude list every night now, just giving thanks for the things I used to take for granted, and I write it down every night now.
Yeah, you should, and please keep continuing that, and teach that to your son and the children to come after him. It gives you life, and it really does, and so that's awesome, man. That's something we all should emulate. The second question is, in this time of not crises but opportunity, that's what the word crisis means in the Chinese language. Opportunity in this world, in this period of opportunity, what we have with this pandemic, this global shutdown, a lot of people are looking at it negative, and there are some negative things that has definitely came out of as a result. But what are you doing with your time? I mean, what are you doing with your time? My youngest brother told me, he said, no one who comes out of this pandemic should be the same. In other words, your finances should be better, your health should be better, your relationship should be better. It might be a great time to work on that business plan. Might be a great time to write that poem, to make that YouTube video, to do something productive. I mean, what are you doing with your time that can move you forward? Are you considering starting that home-based business? Are you spending so much needed time with your children or your spouse or your significant other? Are you making plans, as if you're going to live and not die? I mean, are you getting involved more in projects that matter to you? And so I just want you guys just to think about that. What it does is helps you define goals, somewhere where you want to go, somewhere where you're trying to get to, and it's very important to put foot to pavement. In other words, action behind your words. So we got this opportunity now, and we got this great opportunity because as long as we got breath in our body, there is hope. And so it behooves us. What are we going to try to do to improve ourselves? Now, as I stated numerous occasions, when I come on this channel, I come to speak to people about building wealth. That's a main focus of mine, not the sole focus. It's a main focus. I'm a motivator, exhorter. I have the ability to see the good in people and to bring it out. So that's my gift, and I have the ability to give you a plan on how to accomplish it, and give you proper motivation to believe in yourself. Believe in yourself when sometimes that belief has been quenched a little bit. So I ignite that, and I enjoy doing that. For example, when I said it's great that you guys let me do what I do to speak to you, simply because as I give out, it comes back to me. So that I'm grateful for. So when we sit up here and we're talking to you guys about home-based businesses now. And I'm happy to say that the response for people partner with Dynas and I, with Karatbars, with this, with building wealth by acquiring gold and residual income, it has been very, very good, extremely good, especially in this time. Where there are people who are looking at this thing like, wow, okay, I'm finally getting it now. Because why? Because as they can't really go to work. Dynas said something to me before we talked today. I was out there riding a bike, and he called me, and I said, man, I'm trying to get home where I can hurry up and get on the show with you. But he said something to me, and he said, you know what? I said, happy birthday, Prince. Glad to hear it. He said, yeah, but Georgia Power, that's the electric company down there, doesn't care that it's my birthday. Right. I knew exactly what he meant.
No birthday discounts.
Yeah, no birthday discount.
Hey, Fitzgerald, my mortgage company, Georgia Power, water, no 15% off birthday discounts. No.
Yeah, so they didn't care about that. They didn't even say that's good. They said, well, this due date, do you got the funds to pay for our service? And that's what it's all about. No matter what is going on in your life, or what's not going on in your life, the sun is going to rise. The sun is going to rise to the east, to set in the west. The life is going to go on. Whether you're pouting or you're celebrating, whether you're angry or you're happy, life is going to go on. The bills are going to go on. I'm a firm believer. If you have residual bills, which you do every month, you need a residual income. I'm a firm believer in that. I'm a firm believer I'm a firm believer in not working for someone for the rest of my life. I'm a firm believer, to put myself and those I care about and love in a position, where they could do what they want with their own time when they want to do it. And so a lot, there have been people who are saying yes to Prince Samir, yes to myself, and to saying like, hey, you know what, I want to do what you guys do. And I just had a gentleman, an affiliate, call us from St. Louis, and he used these words. He said, I saw you guys on the stream, saw you talking and stuff like that, and man, you're right. I'm tired of working for someone else. This virus has woke a lot of people up the world over. They're like, man, if my life can be turned upside down like this, I'm tired of going through this up and down roller coaster. Some people like myself, you've seen shakeups in your life way more than this. Whether it's a divorce, or whether it's a health issues, or whether someone is downsizing, outsizing, firing. Bottom line is you don't have an income. Some of you guys are seeing all these various changes that's coming. And sometimes you can feel like you're a yo-yo. So you have been strong, and you have adapted, and you have taken care of your house and yourself the best way you can. Some of you guys are sitting up there, and I respect that, and kudos for that. And you are really, really be proud of yourself, what you have done. And then but there are some of us, like we get tired of just feeling like we're on a yo-yo. So we're trying to do, and so we sit down and examine our ways. We sit down and say, hey, what is the pattern? What keeps coming up in my life? And how do I keep missing this? And the thing that we realize, a lot of our problems and a lot of our situations that we find ourselves in, the huge majority, the overwhelming majority, is due to finances,
right?
Economic pressure,
right?
It is due to that. There are exceptions. There are other things, but they're not the majority of things. The majority of things can really, really be cured with additional capital. Yes, you can't buy good health. Yes, you can't buy other things, but I'm talking about with the finances that can really, really help lather and ease some of the minuscules and the burdens of life, i.e., proper housing, proper food, proper medical care. Being able to work on your business, being able to travel what you want, being able to properly educate your children in better schools, being able to maybe leave here and go to another country, another land that you feel more comfortable with, i.e. the Caribbean, Africa, wherever you feel comfortable with, to be able to do that, just to be able to pick up and go and not worry about how you're going to pay for it. The ability to if your check engine light comes on and you take it by a mechanic and they say that's going to be $1,500 to fix, you're not getting angry because you can pay it. Or the ability to be able to, when you have a pain, to go to the outpatient clinic to be able to check it out. And not like I used to do for years. I got very good at doctoring on myself. That's one of the reasons why I got so much into herbs and herbs, I would say, because I didn't believe in synthetic medicine, but I wanted to make sure my body was healthy. So I got very good at herbs and putting those in my bodies. I still take a lot of those, but I would have these. Sometimes I would get these pains, and I would just ignore it. I would just didn't think, didn't just try to push it aside. Now, why would I do that? Because I knew I didn't have a proper insurance, and I knew if I went to the hospital, I was just going to add a whole nother bill, and so I figured I could ride it out, and I did that for years. I did that for years, and and it's not good. I remember having a car that for years I used to ride around with a toolbox in it. Well, why'd you ride around in a toolbox? Well, you tried driving a 1995 Toyota Camry with over 300,000 miles. I could fix that thing on the side of the highway. Sometimes I had to do it. Because I couldn't afford a better things, and I lost my home. The mortgage is down in McDonough, Georgia, it was only $1,310.69. I had a fixed rate at 6%, but once I lost my job, everything evaporated. Everything evaporated from home, stress, marriage, everything. It turned my world upside down. Money, and so since I was a child, I had a hatred of not having resources. When my parents got divorced, and I remember we lost our home, and I remember the padlock on the door right now on Reed Street in Malvern, Ohio, and we didn't have any money to save it. I remember staying with relatives and all that kind of stuff. I remember that as a 9-year-old boy, along with my brother who was like 8, and my youngest brother who was a couple of months old now. So I remember, I know what lack of resources does. Lack of resources is an evil. It really is. Well, someone say, well, rich is too. Well, no, that could be it all. But I've learned that neither one can be saying good or evil. It's what's in the heart. So we got to look at ways to create stuff. We got to look at ways where we're not going to keep going down in our life where we feel like we're just a paper airplane and caught in a hurricane. The wind is pushing us. Is pushing us anyway. We got to be like a mighty sailboat. And however the winds blow, we adjust our sails to get to our destination. Man, that'll preach. I ought to give myself an offering off of that one.
Now,
So.
well, 1 second for sure, guys. In the link in the chat room, it's my affiliate link. Click on the affiliate link. Sign up as an affiliate. It's also on the screen, and it also will be in the description when you watch. If you guys are watching the replay, so again, click on the link. Sign up as an affiliate. I will personally call you. Again, I'm not going to call you from a burner phone. I'm going to call you from my direct cell phone number. That starts with 916 is my area code. That's me. That means I'm calling. I know some of y'all like, Donis, I didn't know the number. Okay, 916. All right, sign up as an affiliate. You see that 916 area code? That's me. I'm not a bill collector. Okay, so go ahead. And then I'm gonna get you a contact for Fitzgerald, and we're gonna get you guys up and running. All right, go ahead, Fitzgerald. Sorry about that.
So I decided to do something different. I've always wanted my own business, but I just simply didn't know how because I've
You had your own business before though.
What's that?
You had your own business.
This is a little bit my story before I owned that.
Okay.
I got to the point before I owned that. One of my problems one of my benefits, not a problem, is that I happen to grow up on a farm in Southeast Alabama. And I was raised by my grandfather, my mother's father, Arthur Lee Stanford, a very, very successful farmer. I grew up under a man. Picture this. I grew up under a man who I'd never seen work a job.
Wow.
I grew up under a man that 30 people, 25 to 30 people, and no, I'm not exaggerating, even more, could come to our home and we could feed you. Because we literally had, literally deep freezer full of vegetables and meats and all kinds of things. I grew up under a man who, we had our own gas pump on the property. I grew up under a man that we had literally acres and acres and acres of land. That's still in my family's line this very day. I'm also a landowner on my father's side too, up in Alabama. So much so all I gotta do is just go up there and just build a house. The property is there for me. A very rural area, but the opportunity is there. In other words, an inheritance was left. And I grew up under a man who I would see get up 6 o'clock in the morning or maybe 5. He really didn't have anywhere to go. He would go down to the Ayrton, Alabama, go to the feed store to buy his livestock, food to eat. 2 o'clock at 3 p.m. he's sitting on the porch smoking a Casablanca cigar. Okay, and so it had an effect upon me, and so I wanted to be like granddad. I want to be like my grandfather. So then first thing I want to do is work. First thing I want to do, is not work for anyone. He was literally a walking credit card. He would send us down to for school clothes or whatever he would get us, any supplies. He would tell us to go down to Barcats, and we would go down and see Larry, and he would simply say, "Hey, my boys are coming down. They're giving what they want." And all we had to do, he ran a tab, and he ran tabs over all the way. His word was his credit, even though he had good things like that. But the only problem with this is I didn't want to be a farmer. I wanted to leave the farm, and I did leave the farm at 18 years old. I never been back, but I searched for that. I searched for that opportunity, that dream. Well, I went on and went to college, went to University of Alabama, graduated from college, and I was going to get a big job. It never worked out for me like that. I didn't fit in well to corporate America. First of all, I didn't like a lot of the politics in corporate America that have nothing to do with the job. Nothing, nothing to do with that. Just a matter who like you, who don't.
Who sleeping with who, and I don't like him.
Yeah, I mean, so I worked it. Then a couple of years later, probably about like in 2000, 2007, 2006, I did get an opportunity to buy my first company, which I did. And I bought my second company, which I did. It was successful with them. But the biggest thing is when I learned when I bought especially my first company where Dynas and I met, it was an automotive shop where him and I met in Atlanta, Georgia. He was coming in there. So he was working with Aflac. He's coming to try to sell me some policy stuff. So I didn't get the policy, but I got a wonderful friend, and we've been, friends to this very day.
So you know what's funny? The majority of the people that I'm close, like the people that I've met on my job who I was trying to sell, who I ended up being close to, like I didn't sell, but we just.
Yeah, it sometimes works out like that. You never know. You never know why God puts people in your life. Some people come in your life for a lifetime. Some people come in your life for a visit. Some people come in your life to turn it over. You never know. Some people come in to enhance it. You never know. But people have their roles, and once they are finished with what their role is, like an actor going off the stage, they go. Okay, and so you're supposed to take those lessons and learn to become a better you. So I still wanted that business after I got rid of after those businesses went out, and so come January 14th, 2015, I get a call from a friend of mine, Michael Delco. We have literally been knowing each other 20 years from now. We used to be in ministry together, and he calls like that. He says, "Hey, Fitzgerald, Michael, how you doing, man?" I'm literally 3 days older than he is, and so Michael says, "Hey, man, I got this business. It deals with gold and it's free to join. Mm-hmm. Sign me up." Sign me up. I didn't do a nearly as good a job as I'm doing to get ready to explain as far as you guys. Now, why did I say that? I was looking. I was so desperately looking, and that was about 5 years ago. I was 50 years old. I hadn't been very successful in sales, but the career that I chose, sales is something. It's not like a study paycheck, not unless you're at other different level. In sales, you got to go hunt every single day. You kill what you eat.
Right.
And if you don't sell anything, you don't get anything. And if you don't sell anything for a point of time, what they deem necessary, they will fire you.
Yeah,
they will fire you. My friend Dynas Amir told me at a sales job he was working at. He said, "Fitzgerald, if I make $80,000 a year, they're going to fire me." Catch what? If I make $80,000 a year, they will fire me. I remember him telling me that. So Michael said, "Hey, but after I register, he said that there's a company works like this. You just take some of your dollars that's going down in value, and you buy gold that's going up in value. That's all you do, and then you tell other people, and you can make a very nice income." Just by doing that. Michael Delco had quit his job in 103 days from a mortgage banking job, managing 2 branches in the Southeast, and he replaced a 6-figure income job with what I'm getting ready to tell you guys now with this Karatbar opportunity. That was 6 years ago, and he has never looked back.
Never look back.
He is by far one of the highest paid people in all the world of referral and network marketing. Definitely right up. Michael Delco has become extraordinarily successful. He not only did he retire, he retired his wife, who worked as a corporate trainer. His 5 grown children are retired. His grandkids, they don't have to worry about that. The goldfish is retired. This is what he does. All he does, seriously, go fishing. Hey, sitting around there. This man, his background is in ministry, and he's a musician, and a very good one. But he was able to duplicate his time. He's by acquiring gold and helping other people. He has done very, very well. Now, when I got in Michael's group, he probably didn't have 2,000. When he talked to me, 2,000 people. Right now, Michael Delco has a team of over 90,000, and I'm more than 10% of his team, because I got a team of about 11,000 myself. All I did was just share this opportunity. Hey, do you look for ways to make money? Do you keep your income options open? Okay, take a look at this video, the realmoney.info, and it's something you like, which I know you are going to do. Let's partner together. All you're doing is just trading declining paper dollars into gold. Gold is going up in value. Cash is going down in value. You tell others to get paid. And you know what? And because I believe them and I believe in myself, more importantly, fast forward and to almost 6 years. I'm privileged to have several thousand business affiliates around the world, including Dynas, who's a key part of my business. Dynas doesn't do this for me, and the affiliates that work with that's on Dynas's team, they don't do it for Dynas. They do this for themselves. Now the beautiful thing about this, we can actually work this from home, by way of a cell phone in 146 countries. You might say something. You might have a real spectacular juice like Noni juice that I'm aware of. You might good products. You might have some real good vitamins.
Herbalife.
Very, very good. But maybe someone down in Zambia, they don't probably know about your particular product. But I promise you, out of all 146 countries we go and beyond, everyone knows what gold is. Everyone knows what gold. You put this in front of someone, you put this in front of someone, it translates in any language because the world knows that gold is money. Which is basically increasing your wealth. Now, just by acquiring gold, it automatically increases your wealth. But there's a couple other things about it. I've learned that wealthy people, they create wealth systems, whether it's Ray Kroc, of the McDonald's Corporation, whether it's the Truett family or Chick-fil-A, whether any organization, the Koch brothers, Koch Industries, that's a private-owned, family-owned industry. They own Georgia Power that Dynas is getting ready to pay. And they also own Bounty paper towels, among many other things. Whether it's the Duke family, you may have heard of Doris Duke Foundation. You might have heard of Duke Energy. Whether it's the companies like the Bonner Products that's owned by the Bonner brothers, in Atlanta, Georgia, the hair care products that goes all over the world. Someone owns the system. Okay, you are either going to own the system and build wealth for you and your family in an extraordinary way, or you're going to work for someone else's system. You are either going to own the system, you're going to work for someone else's system. See, when you create a wealth system, that system has the potential to pay you, every day of the week, every minute of the day if you want it, because you've tapped into that holy grail of finances: royalties, residuals, and dividends. Royalties, residuals, and dividends. That's what you tapped into. If you own a job, no, you don't own a job. First of all, it's not your job. It's just it's yours to get. So
if you're on the job.
What was that, Dynas?
Okay, if you're on the job, not only.
Yeah, thank you. That's a good explanation. If you're on a job, it's never your job. It never was your job, nor would it be your job. Your employer tell you it's your job all day long to make you feel good, but you don't got a job to give to anyone. For some of you guys, I want you to go on the YouTube and pull up Damien Dash. Damien Dash was doing an interview. He was with a radio host, and the radio host was off his two left shoes, and everyone knew it. And Damien Dash was right, like you breathe in air. And Damien Dash was talking about the consequences of working for someone else, the consequences of working for another individual. He said he didn't want. He said he don't got he said he don't got. He has a very big problem with calling another man boss. He said he's building up ownership where he can lead to his son. And he said to the radio shows, do you have the job? But he said, yeah, I got stock in his company. He said, no, do you own it? Well, I can leave it to the stock. Can you give your son a job at this radio station? Do you want to? The guy said no. He said, I can. because I own it. I can give this away to my family so he can give it away to his son, because I'm not interested in working for another.
For sure, working when you worked at corporate America, I always wondered how the son could come into a Fortune 500 company and just assume the role of president.
Because it's his company, Dynas.
Right. It's
his company. That's why he can do it, because it's his company. The company that his parents could, that's his company. A lot of times what the wealthy would do, they would send their children like to business school or college, sometimes just to prove to them that, set goals. Okay. And at the end of the thing, this is waiting for you. The son can come over there and assume at about 23 years old, because why? You're in his company. How do you think he was able to go to college? You paid for it. Well, when he runs up there with the car and everything, you paid for it. I used to work for a guy, in small business, but the concept applies. It's in Atlanta, Georgia. He used to own the company that I worked at before I bought the company. Okay. But his wife would come in there, and his daughter was going to Georgia Tech. And she would just stop by just to get money from dad. That company was hers. His wife, she could just come in there and she could just write her check out the company funds and go spend it. She drove a nice a dark green convertible BMW 325i. It's back about like the 1997 version, but still a sweet car. He drove a nice Lexus. He came to work when he wanted. But he said one thing to me, Dynas. He said, my dream is to have the lifestyle of my wife and daughter. My dream is to have the lifestyle of my wife and daughter, because while he had to be there to make sure everything was running, he didn't have a lot of big business things like in place. His wife and daughter, they could come in, travel, and extract funds out of it. But he had built a system that he was able to sell and eventually live off of. So, and what did we talk about right here? Karatbars allows you to build a wealth system. It allows you to create a residual income. Do it in 146 countries around the world. It allows you to leave your income to your children. Question: can you leave your job to your children?
No.
Can you do that? How about the income that your job has produced? Can you leave that to them?
No.
I'm not talking about a pension.
Well, you said the income?
Yeah.
Technically, yeah.
Okay. What was give me the top figure that you made when you was at Cintas?
115, 120.
Is Nasser Amir collecting that 115? Could you just say, hey, you know what? Now you're getting it, huh? Because I see that. I see your face drop. Could you say, hey, you know what, Cintas? You know what? Listen, I know I'm gone for there, but at the top, I was making 115,000. I need y'all to still pay that to my son. Can you do that?
No.
Okay. You remember that guy who you was talking about, that came in and you wonder how he got in top position?
Yeah.
His company can do that. I mean, if his father or his mother, whoever owns that company, got to pass on to him, and that same income is still get paid to him in his line, they can do it. Why? Because they have ownership. Power is in ownership. And so that's what you got to understand. You got to get ownership of a wealth system for you and your family that verts wealth into your pockets, as opposed to the majority of wealth going into some other other people's pockets. See, you're building a system anyway. You're already building a wealth system anyway. And once you understand it, it's going to make you mad. Some people it's going to make mad. Other people it's going to provoke the action. I hope you're the latter. You're already building a wealth system for someone anyway. You just doing it for someone else instead of yourself. That's why when they come in and fire your happy end or downsize or put you out, that's why you sitting there talking those statements. I gave them the best years of my life. How could they do this? How could they just put us outdoors? Oh, you seen the news station. Understand that company don't owe you anything. Did not they pay you when you worked every week, 2 weeks, a month? Did not they pay you? You were contracted, so they fulfilled their end of bargain. Where in the world do you think people owe you? But you definitely owe yourself. So imagine building a business like this, like the Karatbars, what we're saying, and then you're able to leave the income that you produce to your generations. They can do the same thing for their generations. And the final thing, number 4, you have a home-based business,
Right.
that you can enjoy all the tax benefits, for owning a business. The tax laws in this country and around the world are created for the business owner. As a W-2 employee, you get taxed at the highest, and you get taxed first. But what if you can minimize your tax burden? That means that you can put more money into your pocket, into your home. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not the gross pay, GROSS, and that's a good word, the gross pay. It's what you bring home. It's the net. It's the net pay, what you bring home.
Did I ever tell the story about when I got my first bonus check at Centos?
It bears repeating.
So I received my first, I would say like my second full quarter in my territory. I had a good quarter. I closed a big account in Torrance, California, which was part of my territory. I had the South Bay. So I get my bonus check. And so I was expecting a certain amount, not figuring in taxes, and then also not figuring that with bonuses, they tax you at a higher percent. I got my bonus check. That thing was almost cut in half. I almost lost it. Like my boss had to calm me down. I thought the company was stealing money from me. I thought the company was stealing money from me.
When did that happen?
This was back in 2010.
2010. Okay. Let me tell you how people can circumvent that right now.
Right.
I have a Karatbar account, a personal account, which I'm a VIP, and I have a business account, which I'm a VIP. So what I can say, you're gonna love this one. You're gonna love this one. What I can say is, hey, they say, well, how do you want to get paid? I don't want you paying Fitzgerald Stephens with my social security number and everything. I don't want the check cut to him. I want you to pay my corporation Road to Wealth. I want you to deposit it in there. I'll pay the taxes. And then I put myself on Road to Wealth payroll and cut myself a portion of that, thus greatly minimizing my taxes. You guys ain't hearing me.
Right. No, we
that's what I can do right now. And that's what you want to do. Because if I take it in Fitzgerald Stephens, I'm going to get taxed at an extraordinary high rate. But if I have that money paid to Road to Wealth, and then I put myself on an employee as Road to Wealth, I've greatly supercharged my money. Just a little tax thing. Now, I can't do that without a business. See, this is what I'm talking about. These are things that the wealthy play, and how they maximize their take-home pay, and through other shelters, through other tax deferred instruments. And so you got to learn how to do what they do. And Karatbars, unfortunately, it allows you to do all what I'm saying. But the number one thing you have to have is you got to create an income. You got to create an income. And so what you do, you just simply register on that link that Dinah Samir has up there. The link under search for Uru. Just register on it. Click on it. Takes you about 7 minutes to fill out. It's a free account, and you go ahead and register as an affiliate. And once it says you're now registered, you're gonna get an email, and then it's from Karatbars, and you just go ahead and register on verify your account. Dinah Samir is gonna give you a call. You want to get one of the 4 business packages. He'll go over all that with you, explain you the benefit of it. I love the way he puts it, like buying your own franchise.
Yeah, you buy your own franchise. Let's get into the packages, because I just want people, I want to be upfront with people. Like, look, to register is free, but to take advantage of the residual income opportunity, there is a small investment. I know sometimes when I call people, they're surprised when, I'm saying, okay, well, let's get your package. And it's like, So if that makes sense.
Okay. Well, I guess it's just one of those things. It's going to have to keep going over and over. Now, why do you want to get a business packet? Because that allows you to get paid 5 times a month as opposed to 4. You can make money in a free position. You don't have to get a big business package, but you want to get a business package. Now, there are 4 levels of business package. VIP, about 3,600 euros. Gold package, about 1,900 euros. Silver package, about 800, 900 euros. And the bronze package, which is about 180 euros. Okay. Why did I say euros? Because the company is based in Stuttgart, Germany. They pay you in euros and you pay them. Now, someone may say, what business package should I start? I recommend you start as VIP. But if you gotta really start that's what both Dynas and I are, and that's what I am in both my personal business account. But if you have to start somewhere, I recommend you minimally start at a silver. Why do you say that, Fitzgerald? Simple, because because within 5 weeks, Karatbars has this incentive. If you was to get a silver packet and you go out within a 5-week time and personally sponsors 5 people who have a silver package with mine and Dynas, who get a silver package with mine and Dynas help, you're going to get upgraded to a free gold package, which is going to be a whole lot more payout, monetary payout for you. And then let's just say you accomplish that the first 2 weeks and you got 3 weeks left. And then so you go find you 5 goals in that 3-week period, and you're going to personally get Karatbars is going to give you a VIP packet for free. Now, it's a tremendous deal. So what's the difference, Fitzgerald? Okay, when you get the package, you qualify for units. Units are derived from any time someone acquires gold for themselves, packages, or any other number of things that we have through the Karatbar ecosystem. And you can only get euros through a package. Plus, you get 10% of the package that someone who you personally sponsor. For example, let's just say, I'll give the lowest package, you're a bronze. And you just happen to present that for Dynas and myself. And we say, okay, we're in, you don't need to keep talking. We're going to get our business package. And we get a VIP package, which both of us are. You get 300 euros loaded on your MasterCard from me, and 300 euros on your MasterCard from Dynas. Plus, you're going to get something like 200 units because that created a unit payout. Plus, that's going to give you commissions, give you commission back. And so you more than got your money for your bronze back, easily. And so it just gives you a good incentive to work. Now units, you have 2 teams in Karatbars, a left team and a right team, or team A or team B. And then you get units throughout infinity. Other words, throughout all 11,000 people in my organization, anytime they buy something, I still get units, and the units don't wash. Whenever I get 50 units on one side and 25 units on another side, as a VIP, I get paid 80 euros. That's roughly about $90 US. Or if you're in one of the other countries, the exchange rate is even stronger, like South Africa gold rand. It's that's way more than 90 rands, with the euros. And you put that the 80 euros and do the currency exchange, and to show you that. And then if you got a gold, 25 units on one side, 50 units on another side, you're going to get 60 euros. No, 20 euros less than a VIP. If you have a silver package, 25 units on one side, 50 units on another side, you're going to get 50 euros. And if you have a bronze, a starter, 25 euros on one side, 50 euros on another side, you are going to get 40 euros. Remember what I said, Michael Delco, and they didn't do nearly the payouts what they're doing now. Back 6 years ago when he was in, he left a 6-figure mortgage banking job off a silver packet. But Michael Delco also called about 300 people in his first month. He was serious about being free, and so you get what you put into this along with mine and Dynas's help. Now, if that sounds hard to do, which it's not, all you're doing is asking someone. They look for ways to make money. They keep their income option open. And I promise you, when people find out you're in things like this, and you have to let them know, especially what's going on out in the world today, they are going to be wanting to jump in your business as fast as you want them in there. As a matter of fact, some of you guys, with your people that they find out something about this and don't tell them, they're going to be annoyed. I promise you that. Now that package is tax deductible, and that's one time. You don't have to keep paying. The units, remember I said the units don't go away. Like on one side of my team, one team that I have on, last time I checked it this morning, it has 48,300 something units on it. Well, every time I get 25 units on the other side, like clockwork, an 80-year-old payout isn't happening. It happened this morning. It happened when I was out riding my bike. It happened right when I was riding my bike. Okay. And so let me tell you how powerful that is. I'm sitting out there riding my bike, just exercising, cleansing my mind. Prince Don Amir tells me that, the words check you back off it, and that's what we want to tell you guys. When we say those words to you, that means you got a payout. I didn't even know it. Since the payout, the cycle, the new work week starts Friday Eastern time at 6 p.m. I'm making more home sometimes in 30 minutes than I used to make in 2 weeks of working. I'm riding a bike. I'm upstairs, I'm up upstairs. I'm reading. I'm working on my YouTube channel. I'm helping other affiliates. But the point of the matter, I'm earning money like this from home. You see, the coronavirus, I can care less. It don't affect my business. It definitely don't affect Dynas's business. When we sit around here, we're getting paid in euros off this MasterCard that I went down and I bought groceries today. The money spends. It's been spending for me for several years. Plus, plus I still got all my gold. That's just a portion of it. That's going up. Plus we still have other opportunities, gold back cryptocurrency that, we still have a lot of things we get into. Karatbars is a wealth system. It's a wealth system for those of you who want it. But in conclusion, what are you going to do?
Right.
What are you going to do? We've had people who I'm going to say it, and Don asked. I mean, no disrespect. No, man, let me quit apologizing.
Come on,
come on. Trying to be politically correct. I mean, I care less about that. Let me get back to who Fitzgerald Stephens is. Some people we was telling about this organization. And we was telling about this months ago. You can look at different streams, search for Uru Fitzgerald Stephens. You can see how long we've been talking about this. Some of y'all, some people, we was like, this is Ponzi, this scam. They try to sound real deep, but just foolish talking, ignorant. And so we're telling you, okay, if you lose your job, if you go through a divorce, if a child is sick or your health is compromised, or they decide they're just going to fire you because they don't like your haircut that day. What you going to do income? You need
not to interrupt you. So I was back at Centos. One of the upper level management comes on and he's speaking to us, and this is all about diversity and inclusion training. He said out of his mouth that he didn't hire people if they walked in the office with a gray suit on.
Mm-hmm. Stupid.
So if you wore a gray suit, no matter how great you interviewed,
you're already disqualified. I got one for you. You remember that software job I talked about so much I used to love that I really did?
Yeah.
So the CEO come one day when we was down in Dallas, for a meeting, Dallas, Texas. And he said, listen, if y'all working anything on the side, if you teaching, if you in a bowling league, if you cutting hair, if you bartending, you can't do that and work for us. Because we figured you spending that time working for them, you working with someone else, you could be spending that time out there selling more for us. True story. So you signed the form that you had to do it. I signed the form. I played along. I'm like, shit.
I signed the form.
We had to sign the form.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I went along with it. You right? Yay! You know,
Yeah, I'm all the way in.
you know what you want to do, buddy? You right? You know, right forever.
Yeah, forever, all the way in.
I played the game because I had to play the game, but I had something like I had when that was happening about a little almost 3 years ago. My Karatbar business wasn't 1,000 people. I was already building it. Okay. And now where the numbers I have right now. But what if I would have did that? Oh, by the way, you may love your job, but your job may not love me. They fired my happy end. They fired me after I had got off a major sickness. They fired me. Once I came off the Family Medical Leave Act, they fired me. Okay. I don't hold it against them. I don't hold it against. They didn't owe me anything. They had paid me good salary. They didn't owe the old thing like that. I mean, no harm, no foul. But I already had this business in place, and I've been building it. When I got that fire, and I think I didn't have 4,500 affiliates. That was back in February of what year is it right now? That's back in February 2019. Well, my God, about 4,500 people, 11,000 affiliates right now around the world. I'm helping, making money with this, sitting around and talking to you good people who got the better end of the bargain because I believed in me. See, I got tired of being pulled by every wind and doctrine and everything. And like Diane said, if a guy, you had a great suit, they're not hiring you. Man, that stuff happens every day. I had there's one time, I had this chick like me, everything was cool until she found out I was getting married back then. This is about 20 years ago. I still remember her name and her look and everything and else like that. Don't need to say it. But you know what? I was under her dynasty. And when that news came out, man, I couldn't do anything right. I didn't know the chick was digging on me. I was there to do my job, man. I wasn't concerned about that. I was there to get my paper. But I couldn't do anything right. And it got where I was afraid to be alone with her because I didn't know if she was going to come up with some harassment or make something up because she had been a management and she's there longer than me. So I called up my best friend and I said, Jim, I got a problem right here. There's this lady doing so and so, and he said Fitzgerald, here's what you have to do. You got to go over her head. You got to go to the HR. You got to say it. Now, he said, be prepared to lose your job now in case this goes south. But he said, it will stop, when you do this. I promise you, or you're going to be out of there. Right. And I did exactly that. I did exactly that. And was I afraid? Yes. But I knew she was gunning for me anyway. What I had to lose, I knew she was gunning for my livelihood, just like these people are gunning for your livelihood. What's going on right now? So what do you have to lose by starting something? Starting the Karatbar team. I did that, Dinaz, and I went to human resources over. Turned out she had other complaints that she was doing that to people too. So I got transferred out the department, and I left the job. The president of the company, was really very fond of me. Was a big ally because they knew what I was about. But I didn't get a second chance for things to happen to me. How many times does things have to happen to you before you wake up and see and smell the coffee, as someone say? Listen, some of you guys think you're probably cursed because all bad things happen to you. You're not cursed. You just don't have a plan. You just leave things to chance. Right. You just don't have the stones or the ovaries to go out there and create something for yourself because you thinking you want to be comfortable. You want to be secure and you want to have a steady paycheck. Man, that's stupid. That's a fallacy. It's not yours. They can cut it. Dynask and I can tell you times where our sales territory was cut and they didn't ask, which cut our income. They could tell you where they reduced the amount that they was paying us. We can tell it, and they never asked us. And so the same thing can happen to you. How many times you have to put yourself out there where you're worried about, are you going to be the one that get by the first or the second wave of cuts? Even though you see people and friends who've been there longer than you, they're getting fired every day. They're losing their jobs, but somehow you think you immune. because what's happening, if I may speak so bluntly, you lack the courage to do for yourself. You have more faith in someone else's game than your own, and that will keep you broke, and that will keep your children broke and your grandchildren broke, and you will never build a life you want being scared. Sometimes you got to say, okay, here's what I'm going to do. Not to take a chance on myself is going to be a bigger risk, but you ain't taking a chance with Karatbars. You following a proven system. You follow a system that made people wealthy all around the world. You are exchanging what chance are you taking? You exchanging stuff like this into stuff like this, and you're getting paid by this going up, and you're making residual income by people doing the same with 146 countries around the world with a cell phone. What is a taking a chance? Free to join, get you on the business package, create residual income. What is taking a chance?
Right.
And so some people are really getting it. More people are getting it. Don Ask and I, people are joining us. I'm doing videos with affiliates up in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. I'm doing it in Melbourne, Australia. We got things going on in Tanzania, Uganda. We got things going on in Trinidad. We got things going on in Nigeria, South Africa, Switzerland, the UK. I'm not saying that to brag about for us what we got, but for one moment, tune me out and think about what you can do. See, when Don Ask and I said, "Hey, man, we're making this income, and and making like sometimes 10 minutes as much as we make in 2 weeks," he can't go out there and work. He's still healing for coronavirus. I wouldn't want to work with him knowing he still was healing for that.
No,
and you wouldn't either. And so, but he still need income. So it's nice to be able to, while he's walking around the block, to get that income coming in. It's nice that he was able to do that today by helping someone else, set their business up. He was able to profit that, and they're going to profit when we help them. When we help them set some of their friends up and everything like that. So, like I said, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Your job is shut down. Even if you're an essential worker, God bless you, nurses. First responder, God bless you. I couldn't do what you do even if I had the skills for long as you're doing it. Why? I don't want to play with my life. So I wouldn't know if someone tell me, okay, you got to go up in that ward and let me have my master protective gear. Hey, we out, but you still got to go out there anyway.
I would put on the spot.
No, please. Okay, here you go. Here's the badge. Lay it on right here. I'm going home.
Yeah. And
then I'm going to file for unemployment and still get paid. And after this stuff come up, I'm going to go to another hospital and still work with them. You honestly think I'm going to risk my life for that? Yes, people need help, but I don't have to die to do it. But some of you essential workers and are making those choices every day. And God knows I applaud you. I can do it. I like living too much, and I got a lot of stuff I want to do. But it's so income is stopping. Families is being turned upside down. You only get the $1,200 stimulus package, Dynasty, you made about like less than $75,000 last year. If you filed your tax returns for 2018, 2019, $1,200 for adult, $500 for a child, maybe some business loans you get in there. What are you going to do after that? What are you going to do? I mean, if you're sitting back home just waiting for a stimulus check and you think that's a cure-all, you're in a very, very poor position. Because, while you're waiting for that stimulus check, guess who else is waiting for it? Your rent man, the food man, your utility man. Every month you get behind, you're behind. You still got to make that money up. Why don't you take something, start this, invest in residual income, and put something on the table that you own that can create money while you sleep? And in conclusion, Warren Buffett said that if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. That's Warren Buffett. Fitzgerald Stephens says, if you don't make moves are going to be made on you. John Henry Stephens, Fitzgerald Stephens' father, says, I don't get bit by the same dog twice. I mean, how many times you got to get bit by that dog of being fired? Not having an emergency fund. hoping and praying, that you're going to be able to make it on your job, if before they fire you, before you're vested, you get that pension. How long you got to get bit by the same dog twice? The stock market go up and down, and while it's doing it, it's affecting your retirement and your savings. You have to draw off your savings to live. How long you going to being bit by the same dog twice? You building someone else's dream. You're making them and their family wealth while you end up with nothing or even crumbs. That's not a good exchange to me. You only got one life, and it's going by very quick. Diane turned 38 years old. I remember when I was 38. Seemed like it was yesterday. But Diane and I was talking, man. He was telling me, man, I remember 20 years ago when I showed up at University of Georgia. I remember that. You wonder, where did the time go? So don't you want to do something? Don't you want to live your life on your terms? This is what we're offering you. Prince Amir, I am finished. After you get done with the people in Redison, just have them give me a call. I help them. I help. I'm home anyway. I don't got no, home anyway. I got fired from my job because of the virus. I'm home anyway. So this is what I do to build my income. This is how I put food on the table. And thank God for Karatbars right now. I don't get so many people laughing at me now. I don't get so many people saying, "Oh, you just doing that," or "I'm too bougie to do that." But dude, I got income. I got gold. And I keep getting income practically every day without going on the job. I don't get in traffic. Not bragging, but that's what you can do, the exact same thing. See, Diane, Samir, and I, we're not the special. We're not the special. I called my friend 5 years ago. When I got in, he was one of the cats I called. And I said, Diane, listen, man, I'm seeing something. That it was nowhere near like it is right now. It was actually good. But I said, man, I'm seeing something. There's a thing called Karatbar. Listen, dude, set up your free account. And I put hundreds of people in his organization before he even started working. Hundreds I had in this organization. But it came a day he needed Karatbars. And you go back and listen to his stream, he will tell you to this very day. And that man doesn't regret many things. I know that. He doesn't regret. He has the ability to switch the switch off. But he will say, and I'll let him tell you out your own mouth. And one day he said, I regret that I didn't get started with this sooner.
Regret.
He really only started working with it. He really only started working with it on June?
I sat on this for 4 years. I signed up 2015. I didn't start working on it until June of last year.
But he will tell you where he. But he regrets what he regrets, because it would have gave him so much more freedom. And he lost so much money by delaying. Right. Because he had to understand he's making up for it now. You cannot go back in the past. The past is gone. That relationship is gone. You're losing that house is gone. That time that you spent too much with the wrong person, that's gone. You'll never get back. All you have is the present. And in the present, you can do something now to create a better future that will stagger you. Diane Samir, I am gone, and I appreciate you, man. I would like to take some questions, but I got to return this phone call to get back there, and I thank you. And so know that your team, man, if you want to talk a little bit before I get off here, know that I will support you, man, and continue. As long as God Almighty puts air in my lungs, I'm going to make sure you're supporting, because I'm not only working for me, I'm working for your son's son. I'm working for mass. I'm working for your generations.
Right.
That's another thing. Forget about you. You want to leave generational wealth. Work for your future, your inheritance. Work for your heirs. Work to leave something to them. Work where put yourself in a position where they don't have to go through this drudgery that you do. You owe that to your family line. Especially if you're a father, you owe that for your legacy. If you're a single lady, you owe that. You owe that to not to be feel like you have to surrender your dignity by doing things you don't want and putting up around people you'd rather not be around. You owe that. And this is the way. Diane, I got to go.
Okay. All right, guys. Everyone, thank you so much for joining. Again, affiliate link is in the chat room. The affiliate link is in the chat room. Click on the affiliate link, sign up as an affiliate. It's also on the screen, and it's in the description. Again, thank you so much. Until next time, family, Dynasty Mirror, search for Huru. Peace.